CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens Movement for Change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's hold together. Let's hold together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
Hello, Liberia. It's a pleasure being here with you today. I see I have Ansu and Henry in the background, or perhaps just Henry. And I also see that I have Mr. Smith Toby, who will be coming on. But I just want to tell all of you who are watching us, thank you very much for tuning in. This is, that's Henry. Henry, how you doing?
I'm okay, Dad. I'm very fine. What's about you?
Busy, but I'm happy to see you. As you well know, this is the holidays season in the United States. So we're spending our time trying to gift others. I'm a strong believer to whom much is given, much is required. So we're gifting each other. We're running up and down. But as it relates to CMC, we had a beautiful, beautiful weekend. As you probably know, we had to kind of reshuffle the in-person retreat we were planning on having in Minnesota. But there's been a lot of challenges in Minnesota with the immigrant groups in Minnesota, and we didn't want to add to the challenges. So we decided to do an in-person retreat, and it was one of the best retreat that I've ever experienced. I've been in the professional world for so many years, more than 20 years, but it was a really, really awesome retreat as it relates to CMC. We talked about some of our goals and objectives. We talked about how, we are going to use a process model, that this organization is an institution. It is not an organization that is just ran by one person or a few persons. It goes through the chain of command before decisions are made. Perhaps unlike many other organizations in our country, but it was just really good. It was good also to see women, brainstorming, coming out with different ideas and carrying out the different responsibilities perfectly. So at this time, I also want to welcome my colleague Smith Toby, who I had some fuss with today. I think we're speaking now, right?
Yeah, Dad, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I have to tell you, Smith, as the global chair, sometimes a lot of people get mad at me because I want things done. And so, we all do, but differently in a way. So, but we're friends now. I think we're friends now. Because I call let me complain to the Liberian people. Let me just tell you what happened today, okay? I called Smith Toby over, I think, 4 or 5 times today. He didn't answer me or he just ignored me. Yeah, Henry and Ashley, they ignore me. Okay. When you finally answer my call, he told me, say, "Oh, I driving. Yeah, I go in between X place and Z place." So I was like, what kind of call I see? So I never heard that kind of thing there before. But anyway, you experienced stuff. But let me just turn the mic over then to Asu and Henry. Let them give an opportunity to introduce themselves to the audience we have today. And then also Mr. Toby, we'll let you have your words with me and the audience. Ansu?
Thank you so much. Let me say good evening from our end here. Good evening, Dad, and good evening, Mr. Toby. Good to
Yeah,
be here on the show tonight. Wonderful, great day with just a few more days to the holiday. It's a jam-packed country.
That's what we
So
heard.
many, yeah, so many things happening in the city. And for now, we see how the sellers are more than the buyers.
Oh wow.
Oh, the city just packed with so many people selling.
Oh wow.
Yeah, sellers buying from sellers, so that the money just a money. Yeah, the man who's selling trousers is buying for the men that selling sneakers. The man who's
Yeah,
selling sneakers buying for the men that selling shirt. The other man who's selling shirt. So the money is just it's just a money, guys. But good to be on the show here tonight. And let me say that good evening to our folks back home. Thanks so much to you and Mr. Toby for having us on.
thank you. Thank you for being here. Henry, do we have a few words?
Erin on his computer there, so
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Thank you. Mr. Toby, you can have your words and tell the Liberian people.
yeah. So again, let me say thank you, for picking at me. But it's a festive season, so
See, you give
there's
me
no
a
need
pass,
to force. Like I heard you saying, the holiday have started at your end, and we here as well. We are hustling and bustling, and to make sure that the festive season can be felt, wherever we find ourselves. So for some of us that got some little attachment in the business cycle, we have to be running between our location of the business and then on to the capital. That is crazy.
Mhm.
Traffic. You see more people walking, and you see people looking for vehicle, and the city looks very, very packed. And everyone seems to be making some rounds. Just in the next few days, we'll be talking about the Christmas holiday. And so it's a busy time here back home like you are having there. And so, we've been in and out of our space. Like I said, I just returned from Monrovia, left Bangat early morning, drove to town. I've gone to do some little turning around, had to drive bike. And so while you were calling, I was sheltering between the highways, and with too many vehicles on the road, you wouldn't want to venture on the phone. So
Yeah, absolutely.
uh, there was nothing intentional, and so we are not forcing on about that. But it's good to see you. I hope the holiday is being planned, even though you did not share with Ansel, Heron, and myself your holiday gift. But we'll find one for you, and we'll send it with somebody who coming.
I will appreciate that. I think I did a post that said I accept lapa, dry fish, boni, anything, that anything that it has some identity to Liberia. So, but and I'm open to accepting whatever. But your gifts are on the way. We have a couple of our members leaving from here, so they will be in Liberia before Christmas, right before Christmas or after Christmas. This is the season of giving, and I truly
Okay.
appreciate all of my CMC members that I work with. um, and you guys work so hard to make CMC what it is. So definitely, whatever little I can do, even if I have to just fuss with you or smile with you or say hello to you,
That's part of it.
I will do that. So that's really good. Yes, I want you to stay safe despite my joking with you, Mr. Toby. I really want you to stay safe when you're driving. Now that I know, what's happening when I'm texting, because I'm like texting, I'm like I can even respond. Now that I know what's happening, so that's good. I'm gonna move on a little bit to what Ansu was saying. Ansu, uh, in as much as the city is jam packed, everybody I talked to, they were on their way to Liberia. All my good friends and people that I talked to or people that I know, they're telling me that Liberia is the place to be. This year, actually, I'm usually in Liberia about this time, but this year
Mhm.
there were so many things going on, and my husband and I decided that we were going to just kind of stay put. We have two daughters who are adulting themselves. We had to kind of give them some support in that area. And it felt good. I'm telling you, Ansley and Mr. Toby, I've never really felt so content because I'm always during this holiday season, you're always rushing to, if I'm getting tickets, I'm trying to figure the airlines, I'm doing it, but it felt good. And then you know what happened? We took some time off because we didn't know what we were going to do with the retreat, right? We thought it was going to be an in-person retreat. So we're supposed to be in Minnesota as a group. But so my husband took some time off. And it turned out that he's a workaholic, I will tell everybody publicly. He's the provider of our home, so he works very hard. But he stayed home Friday and Monday because we were supposed to be traveling. And today's Monday, we're supposed to be on our way back. And he's been home. So it's been really, really nice having him home to the point where I just told one of my daughters, I think we're gonna make your dad stay home during the holidays. Stay home during the holiday was good. Well, one of the reasons why at least we could shop together. That was a good thing. So I'm gonna just turn all over now to Ansu. Ansu, I was gonna say that you're saying that the city is hard. Um, you know, I'm surprised because everybody's there. Why are things so hard? I mean, like you did a good analogy of what's happening, and I can see that you said the people who selling sneakers are buying from the people who, selling pepper and all of those things. So it's hard, even though we hear in news that our economy is good. So that's how you feel. You feel like the city is hard, despite the fact that we hear in news that saying the economy is good, everything's going good with people, right? I guess Ansu, can I hear me? Mr.
I get you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
thought you.
Yeah. You are asking me again that.
Yes, I was asking. I was saying you were saying you did a brilliant analogy about the difficulty, the hardness of the city in terms of this. There's no money. Money is just circulating within the people who are selling are the people who are buying at the same time. So it's not like people have extra income or something that they can, share. So you're saying that the city is so hard, and I just wanted you to just expand on what it feels like, where someone with who's selling sneakers would be the same person who, at the same time, buying from or crediting from somebody who's selling clothes, which crediting that's LPA in my time. That's how we used to call it, you know.
Yes. So, what happened is that, or what I understand that, well, that our people here, that they have resolved into so many ways or things in sense that, uh, despite the government, no, failing to provide, or to produce, they no more take that much stress, and put it on the head anymore. They just remain mute and just will maybe wait for the time to come. For the past election, it's a very big lesson that was shown by Liberian people where with all that was happening, in government, they just waited patiently, and we got a result from the past election. So for now, to see them going out where you see people want to organize protests, all that thing. They people stay with me in the corner, so they can have the peace to carry on the regular activities. The way I was saying, so they have that peace to carry on the regular activities, to do their businesses, to run around. Um, they see nothing much about maybe bothering government. They'll just wait until that appropriate time. When that time reaches, they make their decision. So I strongly believe that from what our people back here they are experiencing, the peace that they're enjoying, they always say it with all your hard politics, you're running around here and there, you should need to stay our peace. That's all. So now our country is peaceful, our children going to school, and this type of days where coming, even if there is no money, for some kind of way Liberian people, apart from maybe the Christmas, there have been other holidays that have been very, very tough. People never got paid, but the people still went out to celebrate because they always have that mentality. So long they have the peace, you can carry on your high politics, you can do all your things to among yourself, but please, let our country be peaceful so that we can have a good time with our family. So as I said, it is packed. Oh yeah, but you're not ready to see maybe people going out, leaving maybe from home and other area to go purchase. You see the point, the same market, those are selling are the very same people they get buying from each other. So, like I said, if I'm selling a shirt, if I knock on my way home, I will stop to the sneaker man and get sneaker for him. And the man who selling sneaker when he knock up late evening, when he going home, he pick up trouser for the next man who selling trouser. And the man who is selling trouser when he going home, he stop to the lady to buy his small thing and maybe any provision, other stuff. So it just the market people just doing everything among themselves. But we rather see maybe the ordinary person where you have there to get money, to go out there to purchase, to see how they spend to celebrate Christmas. We find it so difficult there. So it's a jam-packed city. But one thing I will tell you, those are coming from the abroad, they're going to contribute a whole lot to their family because their family back home here going to have some good time because they are from abroad. They come in with a little bit of resources. They're coming back home to celebrate with the family. So you see the family going out there, but it's not how the country running. It's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. And I think, as I said, you won't find people going up there anymore to protest. You see them going up there anymore to demonstrate, but they will be quiet. And that's the wrong one because if a man be so silent, time to make decision, he can just waste it. So I know they are waiting to come few more years from now. We have people are very silent. They have the decision to make.
Thank you, Ansu. I'm going to actually turn our attention to Mr. Smith Tobe. Mr. Tobe, you had an experience to drive, from point A to point B today in Monrovia, and you are there. Can you just tell us a little bit about what people are thinking, feeling, experiencing for this holiday season?
Well, again, I think Ansu set the stage for a very good conversation because the scenario around the country is the same. So it is not just in Mosorado that you see, a lot of business people, interacting just within the cycle. There is a typical balance here that says if the Christmas will be good, you will know from the eve of the Christmas. So what we are hearing in a lot of conversation around is the difficulties, people are encountering. You don't normally see the zeal of the Christmas. The Christmas shopping, it's not the kind of Christmas shopping that people of the past, have noticed. There's so much complaint about even the goods, even the importers. Most of them are complaining that the goods have not arrived in country. There are complaints of the shipping agency. So people are taking off the old goods off the shelf just to make sure there is something going for the Christmas. Today I had an experience. I visited one of the biggest mall here called the China Mall.
Yeah.
And I was surprised to see that that as big as that mall is, they are still selling old stock from the last Christmas.
Oh wow.
That is to tell you that they they've been selling very slow, and so what the management there thought to do is to get what they brought in last December, to get it off the shelf. So there's nothing new that says, okay, we bring in new model, new Christmas decoration. So all of the decor in town are the old ones that was in town last December, and you are not seeing the influx of people, rushing to do the Christmas shopping. You see a lot of young people on the street with hand-on market just trying to find something for the Christmas. So you find more, people selling along the street, and the buyers are not many, but that's the economy. Even the government people today, I heard some of the people working in the legislature complain that they haven't been paid.
Hmm.
So there seem to be constraint here and there, and it is really having a very big impact in the country. We are hoping that the deal itself will be massive, but that depends on how parents will intend to treat their kids, how even the adults will want to go out evening hours for recreation and what have you. But it's a story of no money and no money. So that no money conversation, is going very deep. A lot of people out there complaining about the difficulty. So it is on the faces of people, and whatever that is responsible for that is something that we are all asking the question, because the government of the day have said to us that we are making progress in our economy, and that should be reflected. We should see it, in people's salaries. We should see civil servants. We should see, people reaching out. People should be sharing. But in the period of sharing, and you find the space look very close, it's locked, to the extent that those who are having, the little cash also trying to play safe, because it is not promised that you're going to get another cash reimbursement after the Christmas holiday. Remember, January is a very tough month. And if you fail to plan for January and you think you're going to rush out your cash in December, rest assured that the month coming ahead of you is a very difficult month. So apparently people have learned the lesson politically, like Ansu said. Maybe the reason why we're not hearing people on the street or marketeers or people wanting to demonstrate, they will want to do that owing to the fact that they take in the frustration and think that there's a 2029 coming. Even the way we saw lawmakers in year past reaching out to their constituents, making donation, contribution, food to the elderly in their communities is rare. There's not much you're hearing about lawmaker giving here and lawmaker giving there. Those things could help bridge the gap to some of the family members, who cannot afford at this particular given time. But we're all into the country meet politics. When your one country win, you go and give 5,000,
Mhm.
and when another country win, there's a protest as to why they lost. So we are just in the mix of everything, and we are counting the days to the Christmas. So it's a very tough time, but again, we are coping.
Yes, yes. Thank you for such a detailed explanation, Mr. Toby, about what's going on around the country. We know that it's a very complex situation for many in the country. Especially if you're visiting Liberia, things seems to be okay. But for those who are residing in the country, Ansu painted a great picture in terms of how survival looks like. The money is just circulating between. If I'm selling a sneakers, I'll go to the shirt buyer and buy the shirt on my way home. Maybe I'll stop and buy small things from the lady who selling her bitter bell pepper, and then in the end, she's gonna come back to me to buy a shirt. So that money is just going, basically circulating within a few circles as opposed to the broader economy. But there's so many fun stories that many of us who remember, and even if our parents didn't have much to give, but there was a lot of food. I just remember Christmas was the time that we just celebrated all of the traditional uh, eating: potato salad, the Liberian style, the jollof rice, Liberian style, ginger beer, the Liberian style. So all of those things were things that I remember. I remember Woman Baker coming to my home. And dancing and with his troop of people, and the children just having a lot of fun and laughter. And I do remember, there was parties for kids. In fact, I think I do remember, I wasn't in Monrovia at the time, but my mother told me when she was a young girl as well, there was floats that they would have, these different floats for the children, and there was parties and stuff like that. But I know I don't see those things, sort of infrequent, the prevalence of different parties for our children. I know that Mr. Snopes Toby mentioned even there were times in the past where government officials would give, bag of rice or can out different gifts to people, but these are far in between. Rather, we are hearing that many people are complaining about not getting paid, or they complaining about how to survive in the month to come, or months to come. Basically, January tends to be a very, very tough time for Liberians. So we are where we are. We pray that the Christmas will be a time for reflection, a time to celebrate, a time to deep inside you as to which direction we want our country to go. So there will always be a sense of contentment, a sense of peace. This is actually, Mr. Toby and also what keeps me awake at night. I think about my country, Liberia. Many over here may ask why. You know, I don't have to tell you guys the truth. The God fearing truth is I don't have to. I can say, life is just peachy for me. I'm reaching the pinnacle of my career. As is the place of retirement. Children are doing well. Knock on wood, pray God. So why should I worry about Liberia? I have friends who are saying, well, when I left Liberia, there were a flush toilet. We could go to the bathroom and flush the bathroom, but there's not. It's not there in Liberia anymore. Why should I go back? That's what they're asking. And they are Liberians too. So they are choosing to either spend the rest of their lives here, or either they will go and retire in there's some South American country like Ecuador. We have done some research that says the Liberian, the dollar can go far in those countries. That's what the research is more about. But I want a better Liberia. This is consistent with CMC goals. We want to see the same development, the same childhood that I have, to be carried over to the children in Liberia right now, that it will grow up and see good governance, to see what a good government look like, to see what an economy looks like, to see, how when in hospitals. I was born at ELW Hospital. My parents, didn't have to worry about perhaps there was a fake doctor there, or a doctor who wasn't credentialed enough, or maybe my mom had to pay the doctor fee before they release her. They didn't have to worry about that. Liberia is not at that place right now. But yet we find, and I was doing a lot of research today, we find how we have lag behind in the region, Mr. Toby. And this is why we come on and fight every day, because we want a Liberia that is at least up to par with other countries in the region, or at least surpassing other countries in the region. We're just too old to be where we are. I heard today, and I will end right now, Mr. Toby, so you can come in, that we were celebrating lights on on our IA highway. Are you kidding me, guys? Lights. That's where we've come, Liberia. So I'm gonna shut up, and then I will turn it to Mr. Toby, and then we'll go to Mr. Ansu.
Well, again, I think you said it right, and looking at us as a country, looking at the resources, that God gave us as our share of blessing. It seemed to be a curse to our nation. And I think what we lack in everything here is management. We haven't been blessed as a country, to be managed properly by those who we've put in power, or those who have given the authority to help manage our resources. And it is affecting our setting, it is affecting our environment. Like you rightly said, countries around us are fast developing. They are growing, even though there are challenges in those countries. But you see that they are making a very remarkable progress, whether it is in infrastructure or it is in human capacity building. But you can drive to those countries and see that even though it is not rosy there, it is not as red as someone will say it is happening somewhere. But you can also tell the difference. And, seeing us stay lacking behind in a lot of different ways. How are you talking about the light situation? To have us as a country, jubilating our president, for switching on a few poles of light, and people think that people are making progress in our country, then why are we voting them? Why did we elect them? If it is their responsibility to give us safety, if it is their responsibility to make sure our rules are pliable, our environment are safe, then we should not be cheering them when they provide those services for us, because it is not their personal earning. It is something that comes from our resources. It is something that taxpayers are responsible for. So once it is being used for the intended purpose, then it become an issue of us, as a country making gains. But we are challenged, and we are celebrating just every little thing, like, we haven't seen them. And to drive from Waterside to Seven Leon, for example, 6 hours, that means they've done a very huge work on their road. People are now commuting between Liberia and Abidjan, by buses, because of the way the Ivorians have done their side of the road. We are still struggling connecting our side. So if countries around us are making progress infrastructure wise, making progress in the economy, we as a country, we should do same. But we are passing budget, and we are giving priority to issues in the budget as per our liking, you know, and whether those priority issues will benefit the Liberian people. Those are the things that we don't see reflected in our budget. We are putting more money into cyber operation with the NSA that no one that comes for. And we are leaving out education, we are leaving out health, we are leaving out key infrastructure in our country. And to be frank, no country like ours will develop from the budget. Our budget will not build our country. If we sit there and think that, oh, we pass 1.5, 1.2 billion dollars as a budget, and bulk of that money goes to salary, how much is there for infrastructure development? And we sit here and think that Liberia is going to develop when we are clapping for a budget that we would generate. Right now, people are not giving us handout. Countries of the world no longer want to give you financial aid. You know, people are trying to break away from that. They depend on people to make use of the resources. Are we making use of our resources? Is it being depleted in our eyes and not properly used? So our management, of what we carry now seem to be the issue that we are faced with as a country. And it is not surprising that even those who spend 40, 45 years around governance are still struggling to understand government. So with you come with the perceived experience that you've been here, you've been vice president, you work at LPLC, LPMC, you work at LPRC, and you've been around, you've been taking note of Liberia backwardness. Now Liberians have trusted you with the authority and to lead the country. And I'm sure it was based on the experience portion that Liberians said, okay, let's give the current president a chance. But here we are. Everything they talked about that they condemned yesterday are the same things they are repeating today. So right now, Liberians are just sitting at the edge. And that is why, like you rightly said, the citizen movement for change have introduced a different politics. Because in time past, we've given people power without them even putting, you know, making any major contribution to the communities, to our society. All they said was promising people, we will do this, we will do that, we will. And then when they get into the authority, the next thing they complain, there is no money, there's no this, and there's no that. So to make it short, we should now be giving people reward for making immense contribution into our society, that we are building bridges. The Banga project that we haven't talked about for a very long time. Right now, we are dumping crushed rocks. We we are talking to the communities because the way people sometimes approach these things, even their own benefit that we are about to do the bridge, but where the bridge will pass, where the road will pass, some people put the coconut tree there, some people plant palm tree there, and they expect us now to get them small money to move their own pantry, to move the coconut tree. So we are now telling them to sound waiver that when we bring the motor grader after we are about to start the work, we put in cross rack, the engineers are in Banga as we speak. So you need to sound waiver that when we move your plum tree along the way, you will not come back and say we'll spoil your palm tree, or we'll spoil your plum tree, or we'll damage your coconut tree, so we should pay for it. But
Thank you.
it should be the community. That's how we give back to development. But
Yes.
some people will say, oh, when you move them a plum tree from the road, you'll pay for it. When you move a coconut tree, you'll pay for it. So our own ideology at times get us to where we are. And it is a very serious thing. It is a societal thing. It is
Yes.
from the hair, to the bottom and to the bottom of our country, from the
Yes.
presidency to all level,
Yes.
coming down to the local people. We are
Yes.
having a very serious issue. Until
Yes.
we start to think differently, we will remain the way we are, no matter how we intend to change it. But our mentality seems to be a very serious problem for our growth. I want to stop here.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Tobe. I'm going to go over to Ansu to respond to anything that he wants to, and also just welcome our new, our viewers. And so let's just give Ansu a minute to just provide his thoughts, respond to the viewers, and then I have a few thoughts to what Mr. Tobe said.
Yes. So to just there are two things I just captured from Mr. Toby. One got to do with uh things that were condemned,
Mm-hmm.
the past administration.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very same thing because this current administration here condemn development in the past administration. There are some things the past administration were doing, they condemn it. So while at this time they should be happy for light, and when George Ria were putting lights on around here and have a lot of things to say. So why not they should be, happy for lights? The budget of 1.2 billion. We're talking about a budget you have there, where you have civil capture into that budget, and you have 1.2 billion, nothing for civil servant. The remain the police, we may have seen $150 or $145 UX. Why? What? We should be celebrating you in terms of the equipment of police, doctors, teachers, salaries around here, but it still remains the same. And you having 1.2 billion the budget being approved. Those are things that everyone should be celebrating. So not likes from the what Mr. Tobe said, not few polls, and you go on celebrating. So these things that are not strange to the Liberian people. You know why I say that the people being so quiet and looking at all these things, they know how they're going to respond because your work definitely going to prove that your work. You see, while we talk about the CMC there, you're not talking about development about CMC to CMC because it's the era. So anything you are doing, CMC is doing, it will look strange to the Liberian people because they know that these people maybe never came into power before they start talking about development. This is the people. This is part of what the people life. Development is part of what these people. So it won't be looking strange to the Liberian people. So the one Mr. Tobe said things are condemned past administration. Why? So you know why you should be happy now. For me, they get me confused. I'm really, really confused. Dr. Regis, I'm really confused because I'm confused of how we be celebrating lives, around here when people did the same thing. How we be celebrating, commander roles, official roles, you get passed or you face free roles, and you go celebrating. It happened the same past administration. So it just shows that people, when they are not in power, they become so hungry, they get so hungry and broke. And next thing that comes is that because they live on the Liberian people money, they won't miss that money. So when they are under power, they can become so tested, hungry for it. They will do all the bad propaganda just to get into power. And when you are in charge, you can lie to the people because the people see you already. They see your work. So, today, the one Mr. Tobe said, for me, as I said, I'm not a bit confused on the whole leadership. I'm so confused on it. It's a CEO thing happening.
Thank you so much, Ansu. I'd like to take this time to just welcome all of our viewers and audience and those of you who are in Radio Land who are listening to us. Want to welcome you. We are praying that you have a beautiful holiday season. Um, Abraham Blama, he said, "Good evening, my good people. Good evening to you too, Abraham Blama." The VCA of CMC is here. Maz Dobu Greer, she says, "Hello, everyone." Maza, hello, how you doing? Emmanuel P. Tukpa is here. He says, "Thank you, Madam Richardson. Thank you very much for your recognition, Mr. Tukpa." Klita Golimit Mata, please forgive me if I didn't say your name right, Klita, but your last name especially. She says, "I'm watching from my Jacobtown residence and happy to be back with you guys. And also thank you for your continued enlightenment of the people's mind." Thank you so much, Klita. Musa Vanduna is here. He says, "Hello, my CMC family. Hello, right back to you." Haji Man says, "Dr. Richardson." Haji Man, hi, how are you? Quia Obe Dalu says, "I'm watching from Dixville, Benson Street, Monrovia, Liberia, West Africa, Monrovia at my residence. Thank you for watching us." Klita also said, "Good morning to my global chair lady, Dr. Richardson, and my hard-working media coordinator, Mr. Toby, and not forgetting my senior brother, Ansu. We are wishing you a merry, 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 merry holidays, and hope that you and pray that you are having a wonderful time." So there's a couple of things. I hope Henry is listening. We have a very, very awesome musician here. Her name is May Stevens. She sang a brilliant Christmas song and sent it to me. So I don't know if Henry was able to cue it in, but when he does, maybe he can let me know, and then we can just let her, like about 7:30. That will be our halfway mark, because the program ends at 8:30. You can just let me know, and then we can allow her to come in and sing. Um, Yeah. So, but I wanted to respond. Hold on a second, Mr. Richardson.
Uh,
Just put gloves
From Dix.
from guys. Answer, you want to take it away from me for a second?
yeah, yeah,
Dad, are you struggling on something? Okay, so yeah, and so
yeah,
go
Mr.
ahead.
Toby, yeah.
Go ahead, and so I'm trying to increase my power source, but go ahead.
I'm sorry. We were just in the midst of usually of finding stuff to give. But yes, thank you. So I wanted to respond to something that you were saying, Mr. Toby. I'm very much familiar with you having people sign waiver for a coconut tree, or their rubber tree, or whatever tree they have, in the way of building a structure, a bridge that the community will benefit from. I have my farm, many of you know, is up in the country area, and I do recall when my father was trying to put a road to the farm, many people were asking him to pay for the amount of trees that were going to be destroyed, for example, the rubber trees. So they were counting how many trees. So I'm familiar with that. And that mindset that you're talking about is community versus self. Okay. And that's what we have to move away from. We Liberians have to start looking at the benefits of what development will bring for the community, as opposed to always looking at, oh, my one tree was spoiled, my one rubber tree that I got my little money from, we abandoned. So I think when we just kind of start looking at an overall benefit for the community, we will appreciate in the long run or in the short term what CMC has to offer. CMC has a lot of development to offer Liberia. The political leader is working very hard. He doesn't take money from the government's coffer. He worked hard for every penny he earns, and I like that kind of person, someone who works extremely hard for the penny that they earn. And he's saying to himself, Liberia has blessed me so much, and this is why I also look forward to Liberia and contribute to Liberia, because I've been blessed by a country called Liberia. And so he wants to give back, and his way of giving back is to, utilizing God given talent he was given, and also utilizing some of his money to plow roads, to build bridges. And something that you guys I wanted to bring up, and it relates to Mr. Henry. Can you delete yourself a little bit? We're hearing you in the background. Um, well, something that what uh, Mr. Toby spoke about. You know, I'm hearing how challenging the economy is for many Liberians. I'm hearing how difficult it is to sometimes just bring joy to the faces of, children, and to the average Liberian. But then when I think about, there was over the weekend, the president did a great interview. It was a great interview to some extent. I would say I liked it because he doesn't talk a lot to the Liberian people. He doesn't talk um, tell the Liberian people what's going on in the government. So I think whoever advised him to come and speak to the Liberian people was did a great job. It was appropriate. Um, what I didn't like about the interview, there was too many people in the background of the president. During the break time, they had the tape rolling, so you could see them in the background talking and narrating, directing where things could go. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think it looked professional. I There was one journalist who asked some very good question, and I think at another time, or maybe if Henry's ready, we can roll some of those tapes. He asked some great question. He didn't really just wanted to ask questions that the person would answer in a way that will speak to what Liberians have already heard. So I think I'm not sure what his name is. I don't know exactly what his name is, but I'm sure we'll hear him. But Mr. Toby
So,
says, yes, go ahead, Mr. Toby.
so on that panel was three journalists. So it was Timas Jarate, Kevin Demin and Vavle.
Kevin Temi, that was his name. I
Okay.
believe that, especially to the question he asked about corruption. Yes, when you get ready, just cue it in for me, Ansu, Henry. The question he asked about corruption, I think that was quite appropriate. And furthermore, there was another question about the FOIA project, which we are unsure as Liberians. We are unsure as to how this project is being funded. Let's get it clear. We have had several different messages about the funding of this project. The president, during his interview, said that this project is being funded by Ivory Coast, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and we have not heard these countries come up to tell us, okay, that they are funding the project. We have not even seen in our budget which part of the Liberian budget that has the FOIA project, so we can know our contribution as Liberia, okay, Liberia's contribution to the FOIA project. But even even challenging to me, even um, something I find difficult to think about or to just process is this time of the year, this time in the government. We are about 2 years past the government. For you to take $6 million, one, two, three, four, five, six, okay, 6 point something million dollars to go spend on a project only to tell we the Liberian people that you are positioning us to be the peacemaker in the region. It's very hard. But please play. Let's hear from the president's mouth, please. Thank you.
Here to fight corruption wherever it exists, whether in the past, except where we have statutory limitation. But if you do it, you go through investigation. And you know very well the Liberian people took people for granted. There are a lot of people that committed atrocities in this country for no good reason. And we thought that we had laws to protect ourselves. The House of Representatives and Senate passed a law to say that all persons who committed atrocities in this country should go free. But they forgot that we ratify laws. And every time you ratify, you add to your laws. Mm-hmm. So they forgot that while they were giving themselves that leeway internationally, we were not free. We were being looked down upon. The people were holding us to pass crimes that were committed against humanity. And without them, nobody will work with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Henry. Thank you so much. So there you have it. We have a president who is speaking about corruption, but yet and still, during these trying times in Liberia, where healthcare is challenging, education is challenging, infrastructure is challenging, he's taken six, almost, well, 6.1 or more $1 million to build a conference center where he says that he's positioning Liberia to be the peacemaker. The priority for me does not make sense, and it needs to be explored in terms of his definition and how he's speaking about corruption. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Toby to expand and talk and share his thoughts about that to the Liberian people, and also we'll have Ansu come in after Mr. Toby.
Well, again, thank you very much, Dad. I'm sure this conversation is very interesting because
We lost you, Mr. Toby. Okay. Ansu, you want to come in? Maybe Mr. Toby will come in at another time.
You talk about a president who speak highly about corruption, And with all these small things, what is happening in this administration, you know, that is just so frustrating that you listen about that current project being the Manan River. Now listen to the president. He said, If I were going to be in the know, if they were going to inform me, they know very well that the well was not going to take place." So they just it was a secret that they kept it from me. A president of a nation. It sounds like you talking to your children at home. If Tanta Boaka knew that you were going to tell me about going, or I was going to stop him, so that's why he just, he kept himself being there, and he decided to just go in my absence. That just how it sound a country. Why are you talking about people came on a project with all you being informed? So the people for the Malawi Union, for where they came from, they just crossed over. They came in Liberia. They never ask question. They even went far because you have some AFL soldiers to that place. They just took your soldiers to go man them to the place there. They just went on, and we all asking question. It's just started building, and at the end of the day, you have that type of place. How can you explain such thing? And then talking about corruption, that so for the beginning of this show, I said I'm a little bit confused on how the people, entire things running, because they keep hitting themselves on the back. Oh yeah, they keep hitting themselves on the back. Mr. President will say, if you're going to be in the know, you're going to stop it, so the people went behind you instead of do their own thing. You talking about a nation, you wouldn't make such statement when you're home and say, if my children are going to inform that are going to stop them, so that they do their own. Talking about a country. So the people came from Sierra Leone, Guinea, Africa. They just crossed over to Liberia. Bam! They just went straight to a land there in Foya and just started building. How can we explain this thing to our people? How can we explain this thing? They talk about corruption. This government, let me tell you that there are people into this administration quietly at night hour they goes to the various project, the various site to inspect. That's what they are doing. It's just that the past administration CDC took it and put it on the head. It said it. Yeah, they just took the whole corruption thing, they just put it on the head. But this people, they're the West. Quietly they go at night hour at the various houses, the places where they're building. They give people money. They go there at night, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, to inspect the various project. So in terms of corruption, this government is hanging with it, moving with it, very strong. And the president, I tell people, I say, the president's surrounding is very, very bad. It's very, very bad. So for that reason, some of the things that be happening, our people definitely will be affected. This is why we have a 1.2 billion with all the ordinary people being captured into 1.2 billion. Everything will just rest on this government, will just rest on ministers, directors, the salaries. This is a more corrupt system we have now.
Yeah, and so I can understand, your confusion. Um, Definitely, because as a leader, you will understand the priorities of Liberians, okay? And something that, you know, jogged my memory when Mr. Toby was speaking, you know, before this president came to power, there was a lot of conversations about like an inter-agency kind of committee where they were going to exchange information as to tell this incoming government, which I thought was a great thing. It was something that was very hopeful. It would tell this incoming government where the state of the present government, Ellen Jones, I'm sorry, we as government, where did they leave? For example, where did they leave the healthcare situation? Where did they leave the transportation situation? And that was good. So they had people who are leaving, working with people who are incoming, and they had like a leader of the committees, and I was very much in favor of it. Then, if you did all of that, you will at least understand the priorities of the people. Okay, that's what that agency or that committee was for, is to help guide you, so you get in power, you can be a little bit more robust about things that you want to do. You have thought about the welfare of the Liberian people before you spend six about or more than $6 million on a peace center. You have thought about other things that you built for the interest of the Liberian people, not because you are positioning Liberia to be a peace keeper in the area. Is that a priority? And that is my question that I often ask. Is that a priority? You had a transitional committee, for lack of a better word. That was what it was called. It was called a transitional committee. In fact, I understand someone like John Malou was on that committee. All right. And that committee was supposed to tell you the issues that you will face when you enter government, and so that that committee was supposed to prepare you to be able to address the Liberian people's issues and their concerns. Now, you are more thinking about how am I going to address if there's war in articles, or the people don't do the proper election articles, or somewhere for the leaders in the regions to come and sit down and talk. So there's a lot of questions about that. How about the Unity Center that is falling, that probably is or have fallen apart? you know why couldn't we just restructure, rebuild, take some of that 6 point something million dollar that you have spent on, or you go to be, or you spending on, actually not going to be, that you spending on, excuse me, on FOIA, try to redevelop, okay, renovate the Unity Center for the Liberian people. So I can understand your struggle, Ansu, when you talk about, on the one hand, the president of Liberia, Mr. Joseph Yamaboka, is saying that he wants to fight corruption, but then on the other hand, he's doing things that are just not in the interest of the Liberian people. We have to go by rules and laws, like he said. Do we have any law, any rule, that gave him permission to put in money in the budget for building FOIA? Like you said, he said, "Oh, they didn't even want to tell me because they know I wasn't going to be in fear of that." Is that how we run government? Like you running, like you said, like you running, you talking to your children, like if you tell your son, I don't know what his name, but you mentioned, I don't know, Tintin or whatever, you mentioned
Tatan Boga.
Tantan, you tell
Yeah.
Tantan, say, don't go somewhere today. And
Mhm.
Tantan say, well, I will sneak out of the house, and you didn't tell him, pa, and he does it already. So we're not running, we're not running that. It's not about play, it's about lives of the Liberian people. It's for the women who are stuck at, these hospitals, who are there to give birth. It's about the children who need to go to school. It's for the children who are on the streets that you need to plan part of that $6 million or 6 point something million that could have went to organizing some plans for them to be able to go to school or get counseling or something. But I would like to just take this time. I don't know if Henry is listening, so he can come and have one of our Liberian musicians. She's singing a Christmas carol. I sent a video to him. I don't know if he was able to do that. So we can just take this time. It's halfway
Yeah,
mark.
he tried getting what happened is that
Uh-huh.
I think uh can you just resend it for us? But
Resend it.
it just keep loading. What
Oh, okay.
happened?
Maybe
Yeah.
I can understand why, because I probably sent it from she has sent it to me by messenger. But anyway, let me just try to send
There you
it.
go. Yeah, so he checking out again, but it keep loading.
Okay. Let me just see if we can send it again. Uh so I will send it, and then I will send him Henry Jala. I'm telling him I'm sending to both our chat room and also to him personally. I don't know if
Okay.
that's a good thing. Um to send it to Henry personally. Um, yeah. Okay. Oh, there she is. Henry got it. Henry, but why you make me work holiday for you? Oh, you got it. Thing. Yes.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night where the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining. Then he appeared and the soul felt its world. A trail of hope. The weary soul rejoices. The yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, yeah, the angel voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night, night divine.
Yes, thank you so much. You were listening to the voice of Mae Stevens. Mae Stevens is a brilliant musician. She's actually is an opera singer. She's been around in the diaspora for a long time. I understand her background is from Mother Douglas Church. Uh, so we usually ask her to sing at celebrations like weddings, funerals, birthdays, and what have you. Um, so one night I was working and she thought that she sing that song and sent it over during this holiday. And I appreciated her thought. So I sent her a text and said, do you mind me just playing that song to just get the Liberian people in the holiday mood? And she said, fine. So Mae Stevens, if you're listening to us or anyone who knows her, we want to tell her thank you so much for at least uh, sort of stimulating our minds to get us into the holiday season. So thank you. We want to let me just also thank you, Mr. Toby. Thank you for being back here. I know you had some challenges with the connection issue. We always have connectivity issues. So thank you. I'm gonna let you come back in to finish your thought. I just want to spend some time welcoming our audience, and then we're gonna go to after you finish your thought, we're gonna go. I have asked Henry to please play a tape that is circulating in Liberia today about Rodney CA, what he said, and then maybe we'll finish up the show discussing that. I actually want to just tell everyone thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. This is the place to be. We are working on our comments, we're working on our timing. You're coming here to be able to get all of the news that's necessary, all of the news that you need to know about Liberia and about CMC. So I want to just start by saying, Lassa Kroma, thank you so much for all you do we in the next coming days we'll be playing some of your video. You've been doing a wonderful job just pointing out the developmental oriented nature of the PL. So thank you. Um, Abu Tukle, I know you come every night. We love having you. Continue to come. I like your spirit you have. You type multiple times, JNB and what have you. Yeah, it's okay. You can come on. We love having you. So continue to listen. I also see Inside Liberia is saying CMC is developmentally oriented. That's good. And there's also Musa Kamara speaking. Come on, keep coming on. You guys, we love you. We love diversity of your thoughts. So keep coming to enjoy the program. So, Mr. Toby, I'm going to just go over to you. I just wanted to give you your speaking, and then you got frozen on us. If you can just, come back and finish talking what you were telling us, if you remember, would be great.
Thank you, Dad. And like you read this, let me apologize for the break again. Where these are the technical difficulties we encounter. I was just trying to bring us up to speed because we were talking about the project. I'm sure that is where we stopped the FOIA conversation. And then I was just informing you and others that as we speak, we are hearing that the president is about to go to Lofa County. And so there's been this huge preparation ahead of his visit to Lofa. And we are being informed that he will, for the first time, visit the project that he said he had no idea about. And so that would be his first official visit to the project site, even though, like you read this, there's nothing in our national kick, the budget of our country, that reference money leaving our coffers to go to the construction of the MRU project. But our government have said they are making contribution to the project. As to how much is our share of the contribution, there is something that we are yet to be informed about. And the countries that are to be benefiting from the construction have said nothing. They've made mention of no contribution. And so the funding of that project and the Liberian people that stayed in doubt. But the president is, and his administration are talking about it. The president will be visiting Lofat County, specifically Foya. That is where we are told he will be spending the festive season, the Christmas. So we are looking forward to see the development coming out of that space. But it is frustrating. It is frustrating because why people are struggling and complaining about the economy of our country, the government of the day, continue to ignore the people. And if the president, who should be listening to the Liberian people, will choose to not listen, that means he's moving as per his own speed. Because Liberians are speaking, people are making use of different platforms. And the reason why people will speak to the leaders, because it is in the belief that the leader will listen. But to have a sitting president who will not listen to the crowd of the Liberian people, who will choose to listen to BBC and not to listen to ELBC or listen to other network. Every morning in our country, with the proliferation of radio stations, people will give you different views of happenings from the interior of the country. People will tell you what's happening in their communities. People will tell you what's going on at the workplaces. So we expect that the president should have a listening ear. But if he doesn't listen, and no matter how the countries complain, The president is doing just what he feel, his cabinet, the people, and that is why, like I heard you talk about the Rocknesia issue. They are angry and they are not acting like they are the ones who, you know, are leading the country. Rockney has been very firm in time past. The front page that he's operate has been the one checkmating government, even before the Weir administration. I've been known Rockney for a very long time. We worked together in the media space. And I remember during the early administration, he was also, very vibrant in checkmating the administration. And people have always placed the media in different categories. When you criticize today, they say you're opposition. When you praise tomorrow, they say, okay, the man is our man. So this administration that is acting angry and the acting that say they are the ones in opposition. That is so surprising. Because to have a sitting government behaving the way the current administration and some of the team members are behaving is giving us more question to even find out if they will succumb to election result in 2029. Because the guys, some of them think that their entitlement is to be in leadership for forever, not even 12 years. And to have them believe that this country is going to go the way they are running it, from the president to his cabinet, it is becoming frustrating. And I'm sure you listened to Mr. Rodney here today. Rodney and his newspaper has been grading the performances of government of yesterday. No one complained about that. This time around, they chose to do the same thing. People came after them. People came after them. People called their names. People thought that they were biased in grading people. But when they did those same things yesterday, when Rodney was criticizing former President Weah, these same administrators today were praising him. They was taking him to be the best guy in town. He was the best editor. He was the best newspaper. He was the guys putting up the fight. But the
So let's
same
hear
thing
him,
goes.
Mr. Toby. Let's hear him if you don't mind. Uh,
Yes,
okay,
please.
thank you. Uh,
But he's taking notes. But my thing is, when will he act? There needs to be some kind of strong reshuffle in this government.
You think so?
People are not doing their jobs, honestly. And I think he made a mistake in the beginning with some of the appointments. Remember, I came in that morning on the show, we talked about how they were treating John Molu.
Yeah, John Molo, yeah.
You would think that somebody like that would have been around advising, but he was one of the first casualties that they push aside. No, we don't want nobody to come tell us how to spend our money, how to criticize our. They don't want people like that around them. That was the first mistake of the Burke administration. Sidestepping John Molu was the first mistake. So what you end up with is a lot of politicians lobbying for jobs they're not qualified for, and they are hurting the country because of that.
In the event of a cabinet reshuffle right now, who do you think should leave? Who do you think should be replaced? Do you want to say that or we leave it?
I never shy away from controversy. I'm not afraid to speak my mind, and I'm immune to cussing. I've been cussed many times, and I know what I'm about to say would lead to more cussing, but I didn't really care. I beat cancer. I can beat cuss. Look, the country is in a free fall as far as the economy goes. The economy is not really as strong as it's supposed to be. Some people say because of the global crisis going on, the Trump administration cutting off aid and stuff to Liberia. But I would say that Minister Gaffron, his second company has been a problem. He needs to do some things to help the economy get better. People may say that things are okay, but go to the marketplaces, go to the rural areas, speak to people, hear their stories, what they're going through. These are signs that the economy is crippling. Too much anger in the government. People.
yes, Mr. Toby, you heard what Rodney said, your colleague, someone you worked with for many years, someone that you know, and you were speaking about how he's been grading, and like he agreed with what you said, this government and other governments for so many years. And here we are hearing him echo what you have said already, or you echoed what he said, that there's anger. There is anger in our country. People who are supposed to be doing the work of the Liberian people are angry. And you would think that the anger would have been they had a landslide victory, okay? But some people said for the amount of for 20,000 votes that you won and you are acting this angry, we can imagine what it would have been like if you would have had a landslide victory. So I want you to continue your thoughts on Mr. Rodney C.
Yeah, so it's so like I already said. So Rodney's been around, and he's not a strange guy to the media space. So he understands the politics. He understands his writing. He got a very good media setup. They've been around. They've criticized government yesterday, and they still do the same today. I've hosted him several times on when I was very active on the radio, and he
Mhm.
still stand and speak truth to power. And we've we've all said this on this platform. We talked about it that the administration, the guys in the administration, as they are angry, and you see it. It reflects on the way they approach situation, even the way some of the ministers we talk to the opposition, the language, the worded news, and so it is not a strange thing, and all you get in return is either insult, like rightly said, and they'll sideline your institution. The government wouldn't want to do business with you.
Hmm.
Now you become a target. The core media institution, they wouldn't bother your media institution. Do
Wow.
everything, do everything in the way to strangulate you. The similar situation with Truth FM, the one owned by Honorability.
Yes.
So it's one of the vibrant media institutions. By the way, they operate one of the biggest transmitter in Liberia media space. So they got a very good coverage. But because it is a Musa Billiton owned radio station, the government doesn't count them. They no longer call them to press conferences.
Wow.
So that's the way they've they've conducted criticism. And if you're not kind to people who criticize you, I'm not sure you're going to know what's going on around you because they see it, they come out, and they say the way they see it. It help your administration to grow. But every time a media institution talks against the government, you've been targeted, you've been sidelined, and Rodney is speaking his frustration because this government, I'm not sure they are doing business with the front page Africa because of the work. They want everyone to praise sing them. And Rodney would not do that. Truth FM would not do that. So those who are their friends, like the three gentlemen that was hosting the president,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you for free. It's not that the government is paying them extra cash, but they are being favored. Timas Gelate, who's been around, is one of the doyen of the media space. When we were practicing journalism, Timax was there,
Mm-hmm.
but he's always been around in the kind of a media engagement. So for the president to select you to be the one that will interview him, it means that you should have a good relationship with the president. And that should be approved by the Ministry of Information.
Mm-hmm.
If you count all of the talk show hosts in the country, how did they even derive at having Kevin Demi, who is a good bully of the Minister of Information? They are very good friends. And so again, I'm not saying those questions were being premeditated, but I'm sure that the president was briefed as to what were going to come his way. So it was not a interview that to say the tough journalists and all the guys did well. Vavle worked for state radio. No one, the president would not sit in front of a journalist that will embarrass his mood. So all of the guys were informed as to where to tail the questions. And I'm sure the president was being briefed, and that is why he was relaxed. He was
Yes.
responding. He was responding the way he did, and he was at a certain point in time. opening a lecture,
Yeah,
and giving them cheek at a certain point in time, and
absolutely.
there was not as many follow up, because the Kevin Deming that I know will be very aggressive, but he wasn't aggressive. He was relaxed. And you talk about the ambience. How can a president go for an interview and the studio is jam packed with a lot of people? Huh? How? Who does that? In the space of the studio
Mhm.
where the president is, there's as many security. There's a minister of information there. There's a
Yeah,
press secretary there, and you got almost everyone around the president. If the guys were to pin the cameras accordingly, you could see as many persons, into the studio. So even the guys we were asking the question, I came to do an interview with the president, and there's 5, 6, 7, 8 security men. You think I'll push the president back and forth? No one want to hold the president down. The end of the day, you wouldn't want to embarrass the president. So
no.
he had a good day. He said what he wanted to say, uh, and that's the environment we found ourselves. And it's just a little bit frustrating. Rotnet is here talking about their anger, and we all said this thing repeatedly, and that is what has not manifested itself with Rotnet and other people.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Tube, for such a brilliant elaboration of, what Mr. C said. I have a question for you, and that's kind of based on what Mr. C said. Um, he was talking about the anger piece of people who are in the government, and we all heard it, and we are feeling it, we are aware of it, and you elaborated on how they make you a target of, of the government if you're not conforming to their views. But he said something which I thought was interesting. They asked him, uh, in a way, they were asking what could be done to make the government better. And he spoke about the economy, and he spoke about uh, perhaps removing some government officials from their positions. What do you think about that? And what do you think Rodney was trying to say? I do have my thoughts about it. I just wanted to just let you know, but I wanted to hear what you have to say about that.
What I think from the analysis Rotnet has been rating,
Hmm.
he thinks that the government is having performance challenge. Some people are not living up to the expectation in terms of performing very well. But
Hmm.
again, because of the alignment to the party,
Hmm.
and so they've been covered by the party ideology than the country
Hmm.
ideology.
Hmm.
And so they are holding on to those positions not because they know it better, but it's because it is their party. And so if the president is yet to reshuffle, and this is something I remember the guys in the current administration talked about against the Weir administration.
That's right.
Weir wasn't reshuffling. Every, Everyone was like, we are darling boy.
Hmm.
And so people are sitting in the space of the Bogart administration as the untouchables. There are certain people in this administration, no matter what goes wrong in terms of their performances or whatever they do, there are others that will slip in terms of their job. They will get dismissed or they will rather get suspended for time indefinite. But if you give Rodney the opportunity right now, or Liberians the opportunity, and say name 5 ministers or 5 government officials that you think should not be where they are at this point, you will hear as many names because it is glaring. People sees them. People are reading between the lines in terms of what's going on in the society. And that should be the fight. If the president in 2 years haven't done and then reshuffle, and we agree that they've been suspending people and replacing people. People goes on suspension and they get compromised and get paid and tell them, okay, you just stay, and the other person stayed on the job. And there has been a lot of you know behind the scene negotiation. For example, the situation at the LTA, all of the commissioners we've told have been settled. Those past commissioners, So you hear them talk normal. The Israel Arkansas, the other people that was agitating and complaining about their benefit, you no longer hear them say anything. So the same thing with NAFA, with Emma Glasgow and other people. You no longer hear them talking about. So once they've gotten their benefit, they are cool. And it is happening from the government cycle. So if the government and the president, continue to say it and say, okay, let allow this thing, and we expect that President Bouakai will be taking action on people. There are people in the president's space, beside the president kitchen cabinet, those who are around the president. See the people around the president, people of age, and you expect them to be thinking very fast. People who's been in advocacy, the Kofi Woods of all person, who was at Public Works, who's been an advocate. Today he is a national security advisor to the president. He's one of the advisors to the president. And they all sit there. The president and his peers are not young people. They are people who's been in the Liberian politics for a very long time. They've criticized people here. And they come back in the same space and we go back to the same conversation. That is troubling. That is completely troubling. So whether he's going to reshuffle in his third year of the administration, or is going to come at a certain point in time, we are all watching. But they will ask you, why should we reshuffle when everyone seems to be working? And we know that they are not working. All of them are not working. We agree some of the guys are doing the best. But are they all doing the best? No. Is the president willing to take action? I'm not sure, because of the alignment of the party.
Yes. So, Mr. Toby,
They-
something that Mr. C said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
yes,
off.
yes, go ahead.
Yeah, something that Mr. C said. He's in favor of reshuffling the government, and he spoke specifically about the Minister of Finance, Gafwan. He said the economy seems to be hard. Are you in favor of reshuffle or maybe replacing Gafon? And also, if you're not, if you were to give Gafon any recommendations as to how to, I know you're not an economist, but how to improve our economy, what would you say to him?
I've known Gav like I know Rodney, and even though we haven't worked in the same space, but I've been around the media space for a very long time. And you heard him talk about John Model, for example.
Yes.
And when people think that when other people get in the space, then they tend to be insecure. I'm sure those are some of the reasons why Model of all person or John Model of all person haven't been brought into this space. But this is Minister Gafwan's second coming, like you heard him say.
Yes.
So we expect that he would know the economy, because he's been there before. He's been there before. He sat in that office before. He ran the economy of the country before. But here we are in his second term. Even someone who once served as a minister of finance, the Amara Conan, every time he makes a suggestion, is no longer I'm not sure they see it as a genuine recommendation or suggestion. But remember, he was once a minister of finance. So when he speak about the budget, when he speak about the economy, people takes his view on the contrary. The things that he's want to score on Minister Gafwan. But if Gafwan was listening to some of the recommendation from Minister Mr. Amara Conan and others who's been around the economy, I'm sure he would do well. But they are thinking that this is their time. They own this to them. So I'm not surprised that Rodney will even want him to be changed, or to have a new minister of finance. But check the Unity Party people.
Yeah.
When this government won the election, it was Amara who served as the chief strategist.
Correct.
He was sharing tears when victory were being announced. Because all of the issues around technology, RT,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Amara came to the country
Mm-hmm.
during the early administration. He just returned to you know
Mm-hmm.
back to the country.
Mm-hmm.
We were in that okram with most of the things happening around RT, and this and that. And he started to set up those things in the governance of our country. And the Gafwan, the Moali, and the Amos Twe, and the other guys, they were all around the Amara, and they were picking up the pieces and they were running with it as a team. So it is not a strange thing. But if people fail to listen to recommendation and they think that they are the big guys out there, that's the country we are having. The Minister of Finance, who's been a Minister of Finance before, should not be making the same mistake
Mm-hmm.
and thinking that we are making progress. And that is why those who understand the economics, for example, Sam Jackson, he's written a lot of piece. He's giving a lot of good recommendation. But how do they see it? CMC recommendation. They take him to be opposition. They don't take him to be a serious person. But show me one economist in our body politics. I listened to Sam Jackson when he was a official, I know, economic advisor or something to Charles Taylor. He
Yes.
was speaking on the BBC during the war and talking about Liberia economy.
Mm-hmm.
Who understands our economy, the economic situation in our country as compared to Sam Jackson? But every time he comes about and make a recommendation, they trash it.
Yes.
They think it is their time. So they knows it better than anyone else who want to help the country to grow. So they treat everyone with anger.
Mm-hmm.
They are not taking people professional, understanding as a contribution to the country.
Mm-hmm.
You understand psychology and you dealing with human being every day. If there's a situation that you come with a professional expertise, that should be respected. But if people
Yes.
people begin to if people begin to trust you because you that agency, you CMC woman, so everything you say, no one gave it credence. Everything Samuel
Yes.
Jackson says today is a rubbish. Everything that Minister Amara Kone or Amara Kone will say today, no one sees the professional optics. They
Mm-hmm.
sees it as a opposition master paper. When Rodney speak, they sideline his media institution. When Musa Bedete talk, they say Truth FM should not go to their events or to their occasion. So that's how they treat everyone. Angry
Yeah.
people leaving the
Yeah.
country.
Again, thank you, Mr. Toby, for your analysis of the situation that is very much consistent with another journalist, another popular, long-standing journalist, Mr. Rodney C. I just also want you to know that I sent out an invitation for both Amara Kane and Rodney C. to attend to come here on the show. So I'm waiting to get the response from them. I did hear back from Mr. Kane, and he's working out a schedule, and we will work out our schedule as well. So from time to time, we'll be inviting these people who have given feedback to the government or are in the news for them to come here and speak to us here. That doesn't necessarily mean that we endorse their opinion. We will just come for them to inform the Liberian people. But you said something, and Rodney also said something. He said, "I'm immune to cousin." And I want people to know, in as much as Truth FM, in as much as our political leader Musa Hassan Bility, in as much as Smith Toby, in as much as Dr. Richardson, and all the CNC members that the government of the day tend to sideline, um, that want to contribute, but no amount of cousin, okay, will deter us from saying our point of view. As you can see, Mr. Smith Toby, who's been around for a while in this government and in being in the media space for a while, he's saying his views. And as you can see, I continue to post and say whatever I want to say or however I feel, despite the cyberspace team from Unity Party, despite their coming in under my post to say whatever they want to say. But again, I'm a strong believer in freedom of speech, and also I also know who I am as a person. Nothing can deter me. Nothing can suppress my opinion. I'm old enough, honestly, having raised four daughters, to know what's good for me to say and what's good for me to be, and what decisions that I need to make life better for not only myself but for somebody else. And that is the objective of CMC. Our goal is to improve the livelihood of people. There was also something that was said, Rodney and Mr. Toby pointed it out. There seems to be a lot of people who feel very insecure in their competency, or perhaps they feel like if I speak the truth, or if I get someone, if I side with someone who's speaking the truth, my job will be taken away from me. So what they do, instead of telling the president the truth, or instead of speaking the truth for the betterment of Liberia, they tend to just, conform to the day. They tend to feel insecure. They tend to be threatened. And with this mindset, okay, you are not contributing to developing the country. What you are doing is you are only in it for yourself. That's what you are doing. So I want to just tell Rodney, if you're listening, thank you for your feedback. I'll go to Ansu again to see if he has anything to add. You heard the videotape of Mr. CA, what he was saying. I just want to give you an opportunity to respond to it. It's 8:12, so we have about a few more minutes. We will be ending at 8:30. So I'll just give you an opportunity to respond to it.
Not just I've been finding that interview, really the other interview, and where when Mr. C talking about um these people are currently in charge, and their behavior or the way they are running things is almost like they're in opposition. Yeah. So and then because I know he's been around for a very long time, a very seasoned journalist, been around for a very long time, who felt like about politics. So if he just at this level or the stage here and start to degrade or to talk some of the things in which his government is struggling with, uh, it's too bad because one person who has been one person when it comes to the boycott uh, movement at that time when he was vice president, and looking at presenting the current president to the Liberian people, when it comes to the level of being the time you are spending in the government, and if you are working in the area in which you are serving the government, you have been one person who has that hard esteem for the president. But see the way things going as a professional man, being in the media, when he made such statement, there where I said I think uh, this government need to be much organized. That's what you're saying. This government need to be organized because if Ronnie will tell you that at this stage here, their wife is speaking, I have to say they are running things or doing things. I have to say they're in opposition. The people say when you come into power, you're liable. When you are in already, when you're in charge, it's so difficult for you because the people see your work. Liberian people see the work of this administration, so you cannot lie. So Mr. C said it, and look at it. We had the attacking opposition, the way they are carrying on things, the way they are running the administration, the rules of law being violated. Indeed, uh, they have against a speaker. And everything is just in a way in which they are doing it to say election is just tomorrow, and we must do these things then. So to tell opposition that this place where we are to get us from here will be so difficult. Your work will make it difficult for opposition. So do not bring 2029 close. So I followed that interview outro by Mr. Ronesi. It's what I say. He's been a seasoned media man who's been in the media landscape for a very long time. So when he makes a statement, that brought it to my attention that this administration needs to double up.
Yes, thank you, Ansu. Yeah,
So,
I mean, it
so Dad, I will interrupt you because the PO is trying to reach me.
Oh, okay.
So let me go off on set right now.
Yes, go ahead. Do you want to close, or is urgent that you have to go?
Yeah,
Okay,
you keep
go ahead.
interrupting. So let
Okay.
me just leave you guys, and
All right. That's
I'm sure
fine.
we'll be back here tomorrow. Let me speak to the PO quick.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night. Tell the PA I said hi.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So
CMC for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity. CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together. Let's all together. It's a unity. It's a CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.